The Five Love Languages for Men by Gary Chapman. Summary. Many couples find their relationship begins to get worse after a few years, even though they were deeply in love before. The problem often arises because they start communicating in different ways. A man may express love in ways that his woman doesn't notice or appreciate. The desire to feel loved and understood by one's partner is at the heart of marital expectations. It often comes down to using the wrong love language, or not using one at all. Just as your car needs the right type of fuel to run smoothly, your significant other has a love tank that is filled by the right love languages. There are 5 love languages you can learn and become fluent in: words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch. Each serves as a tool to express love. Words of affirmation. The words we use, especially with those we care about, can be incredibly powerful. Think of your favorite movie where the right words at the right time inspire the protagonist to accomplish what once seemed impossible. It's a key part of any great underdog story. Words can inspire, support, and uplift those who hear them. This is why words of affirmation are such an essential tool in your love language toolbox. If your partner's primary love language is words of affirmation, then compliments and encouragement will deeply resonate with her. Here are some basic tips on using words of affirmation effectively. Make affirmations meaningful. They should be based on your intimate knowledge of the person. Make a list of the things your woman does, both subtle and obvious, and use your words to show your appreciation for these things. Not all at once, but at various times. Keep your list fresh and always strive to find new things to appreciate. Avoid mixing jokes with affirmations. Jokes like, "At least you're getting points for trying," or "It's not the worst meal you've ever made," are unlikely to win her heart. Offer encouragement. If your wife or girlfriend is hesitant about trying something new due to fear of failure, be her cheerleader. Your support might be just what she needs to take that first step. Just make sure it's something she really wants, not something you're pressuring her into. Pay attention to your tone and attitude. How you say something is just as important as what you say, especially when you're not in the best mood. Practice humility. Express your needs as requests rather than demands, showing that you're equal partners. A request implies a choice, reminding both of you that love is always a choice. True love can't be demanded. Practice makes perfect. The more fluent you become with words of affirmation, especially if this is your woman's love language, the closer your bond will likely become. Quality time. Time is a precious and limited resource. Each day, we all receive the same 24 hours, but the demands on our time are great. If your loved one's primary love language is quality time, she's not just seeking gifts or affirmations, she wants you. So, give the gift of your time, quality time. The key to quality time is deep focus. Just being in the same room doesn't necessarily count. If you're texting while your partner's trying to engage in conversation, she won't feel important because she doesn't have your undivided attention. This doesn't mean you have to spend hours staring into each other's eyes, unless that's your thing. It simply means doing something together and giving each other your full attention. Quality time can take the form of a quality conversation. Engaging in conversations where you share experiences, feelings, and desires in a friendly, uninterrupted manner is a great way to spend quality time together. The key is to listen and be empathetic. Sometimes your loved one might just want to be heard without you offering a solution. Here are some tips to help you have better results. 1. Maintain eye contact. It shows that you're fully engaged. 2. Avoid multitasking. If you can't stop what you're doing, politely ask for a few minutes to finish so that you can give her your undivided attention. 3. Listen for feelings. Try to understand the emotions your wife is experiencing and acknowledge them. so she feels heard. 4. Observe body language. Nonverbal cues like furrowed brows or clenched fists can provide deeper insights into how she's feeling. 5. Don't interrupt. Even if you feel the urge to defend yourself or restate your position, focus on understanding and hearing her thoughts and feelings. In general, quality time can involve any activity. The important thing is doing it together with undivided attention. It's not about what you're doing, but why you're doing it. Gift giving. It may seem like a natural thing to give the one you love a gift, but not all gifts are created equal, no matter the costs. Gift giving, one of the 5 love languages, is often misunderstood and sometimes unfairly associated with materialism. However, the true essence of this love language is not about the monetary value of gifts, but the thought and love behind them. Gifts serve as an expression of affection, reminders that the giver was thinking of the recipient. For someone whose primary love language is gift giving, it's the thought and effort that count, not the cost. The nice thing about a gift is it often stays with your loved one for a while, so each time they see it, they're reminded of your love for them. From childhood, many of us naturally express love through gifts, whether it's a dandelion for our mom or a handmade craft for our parents. Adding a personal story to a gift can make it even more meaningful, as it shows the thought process behind the gesture, making the recipient feel truly cherished. Sometimes, this story is more important than the gift itself. Like a bear with an "I love you" on it from any store has one effect, but a bear that was bought at a nostalgic store near where your loved one's mother used to live has a whole other special meaning. Gifts serve as powerful visual symbols of love, especially for those whose primary love language is gift giving. For these individuals, the significance of a gift extends beyond its material value. It embodies the love and commitment of the giver. If your partner's primary love language is gift giving, she likely places great importance on the gifts you give her, viewing them as a representation of your love. Without these symbols, she may even question the depth of your feelings. It's important to remember that the value of a gift isn't tied to its cost, but to the thought and care behind it. Even a small, inexpensive gift can speak volumes if chosen thoughtfully and given with love. Acts of service. Have you ever gotten a honey-do list? This is your woman telling you her needs, and it may be her way of telling you that acts of service is her love language. The key to mastering acts of service lies in understanding 3 crucial elements: impact, initiative, and attitude. Without these, your effort to show love through acts of service may fall flat. For example, you could spend a whole weekend doing chores without adding anything to your woman's love tank. However, a simple act like bringing home takeout, cleaning the kitchen, and putting the kids to bed on a day she's exhausted could overflow that same love tank. The effectiveness of your actions, not the effort or time spent, is what truly makes an impact. Here are some tips to help you achieve better results. 1. Ensure your service has a deep impact. Take the time to listen and understand your partner's deeper needs. 2. Focus on the right tasks. Don't waste energy on tasks that don't matter to her. Let her guide you by asking which tasks would mean the most to her. 3. Avoid procrastination. Life gets busy, but if you repeatedly delay tasks, you'll lose the goodwill and appreciation from your loved one. 4. Do the tasks correctly. The effort won't matter if the task is done poorly or ineffectively. 5. Approach tasks with a positive attitude. Your wife or girlfriend doesn't want to feel like a burden. 6. Don't make her repeat something she asks. 7. Surprise her. Maybe think of something she'd never expected, but you know she'd appreciate. When your relationship is in crisis or your partner has already left, it's crucial to act quickly. While the techniques in the book, The 5 Love Languages, can be a good starting point during reconciliation, it's important to understand that they may not be sufficient on their own. Now let's hear from Sergio Ariz, author of Get Your Wife Back, who has valuable insights to share. The tips in the 5 love languages are valuable, but the challenge is that it may already be too late by the time they're applied. A woman might be deeply disappointed, carrying years of resentment and pain, and may have built an emotional wall that blocks any attempts to reach her. Trying to reason with or convince her logically often leads to failure in these situations. To effectively influence your spouse or girlfriend and eventually apply the advice from the 5 love languages, you must first break down that emotional barrier and help her believe that a happy relationship is still possible. My colleagues and I have developed the indirect influence method specifically for these situations. It's a powerful tool that can effectively influence by bypassing resistance and creating new expectations, making a happy relationship seem possible. The core of the method is to influence through social networks, the partner's environment, or by sharing specific stories that reveal real positive changes in yourself, rather than merely claiming to understand and plan to act differently. Providing plenty of evidence of these changes will make it easier for the partner to consider reconciliation. However, this should be done slowly to help the partner believe that these basic improvements are not just temporary, but part of a lasting transformation. If you need templates for these types of stories and examples of how to influence, you can find them in the book, Get Your Wife Back, or Get Your Girlfriend Back. The link to these books is in the description and comments. Don't wait for a magical day when everything will fix itself. Take action and follow the link. If you're interested in a personalized consultation with Sergio Ariz, the author of these books, his contact details are also provided in the description and comments. In his consultations, Sergio will carefully analyze your situation and develop an action plan for restoring or enhancing your relationship. Contact Sergio today to start making changes and get your woman back. The next love language is physical touch. If this is your partner's love language, even the smallest touches that might go unnoticed by others can have a significant impact on her, brightening her day and, most importantly, making her feel loved. For most people, this physical distance isn't problematic, as their emotional needs are met through other love languages, like words of affirmation, quality time, gift-giving, or acts of service. However, for the 20% of spouses whose primary love language is physical touch, this distance can be deeply felt, affecting their sense of being loved and cared for. For the woman whose love language is physical touch, her experience of physical touch significantly influences her relationships. When closest to her, withholding physical touch can cause her deep pain and anxiety, more than those who don't share her love language might understand. People who speak physical touch as their primary love language interpret physical interactions on a deeply personal level. To them, touching their body is like touching their soul, and pulling away from them physically feels like emotional rejection. If her husband doesn't give her the physical affection she needs, she may take it personally, leading to feelings of loneliness or anxiety about their relationship. For her husband, this isn't just a duty, but also a chance to strengthen their connection by understanding and responding to her need for physical touch. Physical touch may be the easiest love language to start learning, but not all touches are equal. The key is to learn what your wife perceives as a loving touch, rather than imposing your preference on her. When physical touch is your partner's primary love language, even the smallest touches can have a significant impact, making her feel loved and appreciated. These touches can be explicit, like sexual foreplay, intercourse, or a sensual back rub, which require more time, effort, and understanding. The key is to be imaginative and attentive to her feedback, ensuring that each touch genuinely resonates with her. So now you know the love languages that you and your woman may need. What do you do now? What happens next? Most people marry someone with a different primary love language, so it's essential to discuss and understand these differences with your partner. Mastering the 5 love languages, words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch can greatly enhance the emotional connection between you and your loved one. It's important to become proficient in your partner's love language, even if it feels unfamiliar or challenging. This mutual effort fosters a deeper understanding and appreciation for each other, creating a more resilient and fulfilling relationship. If you find this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support motivates us to create more valuable content.